Hi, guys. It's She Speaks Bravo with Emily Hanks featuring my favorite, Kendrick.
Why, hello. How are you today?
I'm good. I never do an intro, so I figured I'd try an intro out.
Why not?
you
Why
know?
not?
Okay. I need to just get right into White Lotus.
Okay.
I need to just, it
It,
was
it was an
just,
episode. It was an episode.
I think I keep saying this, but this was my favorite episode so far of the
I
season.
know.
But that's what I said
It just
last
gets
week.
better. It
That's
keeps
what,
getting better.
yeah. Um, they know that putting Jennifer Coolidge with some cocaine, some bubbles, some gays,
Mm-hmm.
Italy dancing. They're like, let's just figure out a way to do that, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's enough.
I haven't stopped thinking about it. I'm still mentally there.
I
It's like,
know.
yes, I was like, don't do those drugs. But once I realized like she wasn't gonna die from the drugs, I was like, I'm obsessed.
Oh my God. I
The
wish I was
visuals.
braver and could do drugs, but I'm not.
That's probably
I'm
why
not.
you're more successful in life than most people.
I'm way too afraid. Every drug offered to me, I'm way too afraid to try.
Oh my God, your mom is so happy.
Oh my God. She thinks I'm on all of them though, so it doesn't really matter.
Well,
It's okay.
that's good. That's good. That's probably why you are afraid of them, is because your mom scared you properly.
There we go.
My mom
There we
didn't.
go. I just assume the worst situation all the time. Like I remember in college, I see it was so traumatic for me because I remember the day in college when I was offered. I don't know if I can say the word, but then I was offered some
The
snow for the
powder.
first, yes, the powder, the booger sugar, as they called it back in the day. I was offered a little booger sugar, and I genuinely remember like almost freaking out. I was like, oh my God, like this is just like the TV shows.
What did you say? Did you say stranger danger?
I literally was like, no, thank you. And
Did
these were
you
like some of
did
my
you
closest
leave the
guy
party
friends.
early?
I think I went upstairs. I was like, okay, I'm going to a different floor. This is bottom floor is not my jam. I'm gonna go up here and maybe they're doing something else up here. Like drinking, always done that. That's more than fine. The hard stuff, I'm too afraid. I'm too afraid. I've been offered it all. I can't do it. So go Jennifer Coolidge. Go
Oh
Tanya.
God, yes. I that has not been my story. Had many years, and that is right, years plural, where
There
I
you
wish I
go.
could get them back. No, if anyone out there hasn't done or has done coke, you can all attest that nothing comes from it. It's a mess. It's a goddamn mess, I tell you. Like
And
nothing
you know
like,
what?
huh.
You know what scares me too? Is that when I see people do it, I always associate it with like people sweating. And I sweat enough. Like I don't need something that's gonna make me hotter than like I already am naturally. So I'm like, no, 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 no. I can't. That's too much for me.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like smoking cigarettes. When you see it
Mm-hmm.
done like glorified in a movie or a
Mm-hmm.
TV show, you're like, "Ooh, that looks so fun." But then
Mm-hmm.
when the reality is it's not. Like
Right.
I remember when I was trying, like, this is when I was still smoking cigarettes so many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Carrie on Sex and the City would smoke a cigarette, and I'd be like, oh, she makes a cigarette look so good.
So chic.
Then
Yes.
I would be around the smell of a cigarette and be like, oh my God, never
Right.
mind. They
Like
smell
Carrie, you're a
horrible.
heinous. Oh my God.
Yeah, and like then you would think like she was smoking this like in her apartment. My God, she's gross.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very different in real life. Like she hadn't done it in years, and then along comes this pure cocaine in Italy. That absolutely I would break my no cocaine streak if that was the situation.
I mean, if you're offered the good stuff, like why not?
I was if I was in
I hope there are
Italy.
no children listening to this episode.
I hope there are no children ever listening to my
I
episodes.
know. Go away,
I
kids.
specifically choose the not suitable for kids option on YouTube.
Same. I do the
No.
explicit every time I upload an episode. I'm
Explicit.
like,
Explicit.
not for
Absolutely.
you. Sorry.
No, and you've been warned.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, I've got wasted years. Let this be a PSA to anyone out there who's like, would Coke be fun? It's a waste of time and money. Unless
And money.
if it's free though, I can't, that's not a good argument. But
I
it
mean,
is a
hey.
waste of a buzz.
Hey.
That being said, I've done a lot of it and had a lot of fun sometimes.
There you go. I imagine most people I know have a lot of fun. So I mean, I can't knock it. But to be fair though, most things that are free, I mean, I'll give it a shot. But you just most I don't know. I got talked into eating something late. I forgot what. So if y'all follow me on Instagram, then y'all know that we celebrated my mom's birthday recently. And we literally went to a restaurant. It was like a nice restaurant, and it was a whole thing about the woman like comes over. We had no idea about this, but she comes over to the table, and she was like, "I've been waiting all day for someone to order. What did she call them? The Hell's Gate. There's something like that. Hell's Gates wings." And we're just like, "What are you talking? What do you like?
Oh,
what do you?"
No, that sounds bad.
And so she like, she's telling us, well, we've got all these wing flavors, but these were made, like our chef, he's traveled all over. They were made from 57 jalapenos and something like that. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like, that sounds horrible. Like, why would you do that? And then she goes, if you can eat all 6, you get them for free. And I was like, ooh. And so I literally sat there for a minute. I was like, and I go, I'll try.
Okay, well, that explains a lot.
Yep. And then if she says free, I'll try it. I just
what
can't.
What day was that?
That was Sunday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, it might have lingered. Like he told me, he warned me. He was like, when you go to the restroom the next day, he like, just know I warned you. And he was very correct. So yeah. But that was, I had that was a whole little free experience. That was nice. And I'm very ashamed to admit, my fat ass, that was not the first time that I've done a food challenge like that and have been successful.
All they need to say is the food is free.
Yep.
That's all you got to say, baby. Okay. So Harper.
Yes.
Took control this episode, and Ethan was just like with his little freaking out in the morning where he's like, you don't believe me. I'm going to put this on you. It's your fault. And she's like, well, you know what? Guess what? We're not honest about the fact that like you don't even want to have sex with me. And like, I guess I don't really care if we ever have sex because like I've just gotten used to it. Like, well done. Good writing. But then when Cameron is like, so who wants to go get a drink at the bar? And Ethan's like, I don't want to. And she's like, I'll go. And thus beginning the Ethan spiral.
We love a spiral.
Ooh, it was perfect. Perfect way to spiral him.
This is how most people should respond to gaslighting. Yes, and I love this. Yes. Like maybe that's just a petty person in me.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
I would love I would love if Drew Sidora on Atlanta Housewives did this to Ralph every now and then.
Oh my God. Drew really needs to take these type of notes because she doesn't give it back to him ever.
No, she's very like, my husband this, my husband that. It's like, girl, Ralph ain't all that. Calm down.
She really needs to give it back. She needs to take notes from Harper.
She really does.
I like that with Portia and Jack. What starts to make her think that he's not great is that he's like, this world is awesome. Nothing's wrong with this world. And that's when she's like, okay, something's not right here.
Yep.
Because no one in their right mind would think that this world is A-okay.
Right. It's very, it's very similar to, remember like very early in the season where I'm saying like it's been like 30 episodes, but like 4 episodes ago when Harper and Daphne and Cameron and Ethan were out there eating and they asked them about kids. And she was like, we just don't want to bring a baby into this kind of, this environment, this kind of world. And they were like, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with the world? And it's like,
that's exactly what I thought of too.
I'm like one of those people, like I'm such not in the real world, but like I'm such a TV conspiracy theorist that like I hype up stuff in my head and I'm like, yep, there it is. There we go. And so like now I believe there's a connection. Now I think that like Jack and Daphne are like secret brother and sister, and like all this is a big like I don't know how this finale is going to end, but I've got some theories that make absolutely no sense.
Oh my God, the theories that are coming at me from all different directions, because I at this point I'm just absorbing all of them because it could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I am just disregarding the ones that don't make me feel joy.
Yes. We hate that.
I don't like any of the ones that have to do with Tanya dying. I'm like, shut your fucking mouth. I swear.
I feel like she can't, right? Like I feel like they're gonna do more seasons, obviously, because I don't think anyone predicted this to be like as big as a success as it is.
That's what I said.
Like they've got to do more, and she seems to be like the thread between the seasons. So, I mean, we can have an entirely new cast next season, but it's good to have a thread. It's good to have an OG. You know, we love an OG in a reality
what
world.
I said. But Pia is the one who brought me the fucking Tanya dying theory, and I was very upset. And then she goes, "Yeah, because so I guess this is some theory that the wife that's on the phone that refused to come to Italy, the wife of what's his face, the philandering husband who's in Italy with the grandpa and the son, Albie's dad.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever the voice is, people are theorizing that it's Laura Dern, even though I don't hear it, but I don't care because apparently Laura Dern is rumored to then be the one coming in for season 3. This is a theory. And that that's why they could kill off Tanya, and then Laura Dern would be like the replacement kind of thing, which I still don't. I'm sorry. I'm even repeating this theory. I hate it.
Okay. So like, first of all, I didn't know that like the White Lotus lore went that far. Like I didn't know all of that was like, it feels like we're getting into like Marvel territory. Like I read the comics and I'm like, okay, this is what's going to happen on the show. And this is like, it feels very comic.
Pia goes deep on the TikTok. That's where she goes and does her, which is why I really don't enjoy her theories. Okay.
I see. I've been seeing theories where, like, people have been getting into like the, like the artwork on the background is. I'm like, okay, whoa, like we're okay. Listen, I'm the guy that's watching like After Potomac. Like if not, I have to switch my brain to that kind of thinking, and I don't think I ever have. So.
Well, that's why I was dying when our friend at the Pink Pop Box always was like, you guys need to listen to Kendrick and Emily recapping White Lotus. I'm like, we are like two idiots recapping this because we're both like, I don't know, it could be this person, it could be that person. Like we're both like two ditzes. We've killed
everyone.
Yeah, everyone's gonna kill everyone, and we're just along for the ride. So I don't really think that we are in any way good at like coming up with ideas. We are not strategists by any means.
Right.
I'm talking a lot with Eliza, who runs the account Face Reality 16. She's okay. Because I trust her tremendously because she's such a good sleuther and deep diver. And so she sent me some theory once and I was like, ooh, okay, yeah, keep me posted on that. And ever since then, she sends me every theory she comes up with. She did say, she goes, you said keep you posted, but if you want to retract that, you may. I'm like, no, keep them coming. I'm interested.
There you go.
But I just don't come up with my own theories. I just listen to someone else's. I'm like, that sounds good. I like it. I can't, like, anything could happen.
Anything. I don't like, I'm glad there have been like no leaked episodes. Because, HBO has a.
True.
Oh my God. HBO has the biggest problem with like episodes being leaked of stuff. Like their huge shows, all the Game of Thrones, the House of the Dragon, like all this stuff. I missed
that leak, the House of the Dragon leak.
I avoid it like crazy. I never like when I'm watching a big HBO show, I barely engage on social media because I'm like, y'all not doing this to me. I'm not letting you ruin it. I refuse.
Who wants to do that? That's so stupid. Like the joy is that we all get to experience it together as a society. Why would you want, like, I get that people just, people want to be first. They want to see it first. It's like, but that's what's fun is we all get to see. That's the thing. That's why we don't mind being the dumb ones. We're like, we didn't know. We're here just for anything. We don't care.
We don't mind at all, people.
This Daphne Cameron being openly like discussing how they fuck other people thing is working for me. I'm like, yes,
because I want to be one of them.
Keep it. I'm like, where do we sign up? Like, okay, this is my kind of couple. Like, let's do it. All three of us can do this, right? Or does it have to be separate? Like, I'm confused how this works, but whatever.
I'm into
What did I
it.
say? What did I say? They love each other.
Mm-hmm.
They
And they gotta understand. Know what? I feel like I can't say this because I don't know, but I feel like it's okay to say it when you say that at first. I feel like most couples that once they get past that certain tax bracket, it's kind of just like understood some things. It's like, look, we don't have to play by normal broke people rules. Monogamy might not be the best route for us to go. We can stay married all of these years. It's just, if you want a little on the side, or you want a little, just go do it. Gawk, go do what you do.
I have a theory that's really scandalous.
Okay.
And I'm scared that I might get backlash for this, but it's Bravo related.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I'm so scared, but I've been thinking it and you said it. And so I'm just going with it. Okay. I'm saying it. Okay.
Okay.
So Kyle at the People's Choice Awards, I finally was like, this is it. Like, I'm commenting on this because the last 2 seasons,
midlife crisis.
Yes, it's like she looks amazing. Don't get me wrong, and she's always had body image issues. So I'm like, okay, good. She's feeling herself. It's more that the looks she's using or she's going for are they look like her daughters.
Yes,
it just doesn't feel like she's. I don't know. It's just something I'm picking up on. Call me an intuitive. I don't know. I'm just picking up on something. I have a theory that her and Mo are allowing each other to maybe explore whenever they feel like it. I don't know. It just is. It feels like there's new something in her life.
I can believe that. You know when it feels like it started?
Tell me.
She's always kind of, it has, like, her clothes lately in the past couple of years, some of them I've been like, oh, like that's a choice. That maybe was last reunion where it was that tiny black dress that was like booba couture up here. It was a lot going on. I was like, Kyle, that it feels like she lets the clothes wear her. And there are a lot of people that can like wear that kind of outfit, but they own it. It just feels like, I don't know. I feel like she's being put in these outfits and they're like, oh, you're good to go. And like, maybe you're right. Maybe a young little tender is hyping her up. I can get behind that theory.
It's kind of like what they say about straight men. Like if there isn't a woman they're trying to impress, they will let themselves go. It's like it's kind of like she's marketing for a new demographic, if you will. But I feel like that doesn't negate from her love of Mauricio and Kyle are soulmates in every way. I really do think they do love each other. I've seen them when they were not trying to be on. And they were like, I've seen them out and they were just like, they are in sync. They really love each other. I've seen him entertaining clients and the client is being some creepy douchebag LA guy, like having models sit at their table. And Mauricio is so not doing anything. He's being polite, but he's not like hitting on them. And in fact, he leaves early and he's like, okay, I did what I schmoozed my client and then nothing scandalous. So I really never got the impression that Mauricio wasn't in love with Kyle.
Right.
I've said it a million times. I don't think there's anything wrong with open relationships. So I'm just saying, I feel like Kyle's whole vibe is different and it feels like new D could possibly be in her life. I'm just saying, I'm sorry. Don't come for me.
No, listen, I'm here for it. Okay. I love that theory.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm sure I will. I've been getting pretty beat up in the comments. I may have to disable my YouTube comments just for like a couple weeks because I did not factor this in, Kendrick. What I loved about podcasting for a while was it was a break from getting constant comments on content. Yeah. It's kind of nice because that's what Instagram is for. YouTube is another chance to get comments on your content, and it's a lot.
It is.
And I kind of need I think I might need a little mental health break. So FYI, if my comments are disabled for a few weeks, my Instagram's wide open. I rarely disable comments on Instagram. So you can go over there and you can say your piece over there if you have something to say. But I think it's tough to put out an episode and know that, because some people will comment as they're watching.
Right.
And I'm like, just finish the episode.
Right. You know, a lot of people, they'll, especially YouTube, they will like, the episode will be like 2 hours long and they will like love 98% of it, but they're only going to comment about that 2%. Like it's very rare that it's just like the way social media works in general. It's very rare they're going to come and like say something positive.
Yeah.
If they're not that kind of person, like already. Does that make like they already see the world like kind of in a
negative way.
I'm just watching this show for escape, so I'm going to listen to them as another form of escape about this thing that I love. That's my escape. You know, that kind of person is always going to be like a little more like, oh my God, I love that episode. This is my thoughts about this. This is that. But, you know, sometimes everyone isn't like that. So no matter what it is, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and all those, oh God, especially like Twitter and Reddit.
Twitter's violent.
Violent, everything. Oh my God. Those you got to watch out. It's almost like you got to kind of throw the grenade and just run. Like, here's the episode. I'm out of here. And then just move on to the next thing. Because boy, oh boy.
That being said, thank you to everyone who does leave nice comments, because I really do appreciate those. And it's hard because sometimes the negative comments are louder than the positive comments. And I'm now amplifying those comments when I should acknowledge that there are a lot of positive comments. So thank you to those. But
yes.
Okay, sorry. Digress.
Digression.
The bit with Lucia and Alessio.
Yes.
That was a bit, right?
So me and Aaron talked about this. I 100% agree with you. I think that was entirely planned so that they can con Albie out of some money. They can con that entire family out of some ducats.
Perfectly set up. And like in front of all three of them, like kind of like how perfect, right? Like he asked her to be the translator. So she contacted him and said, okay, we're going to go to this place. This is exactly where we're going. You need to be there. Right? And then when she keeps saying at the end, like when she's telling him, you know, well, he wants to control me. He wants money, but it's not your problem. That's the dead giveaway to me.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not your problem. Shut up.
My life might be in danger, but no, you guys just go ahead. It's okay.
Yeah, it's not your problem. That's, to me, that's the part. But, you know, this guy, Mike White, is so good at like tricking us. Oh, okay. So I said I wouldn't say anything, but there was this article that came out with the guy who plays Greg.
Okay, yeah.
He actually he said some things. I'm not going to say everything in it because I kind of don't want to spoil it for too many people. But if you care that much, Google the actor's name. I'm gonna make you take some steps if you really want to see it, because it is a good article. But Google the Entertainment Weekly article with him and see what he had to say. But one thing that stood out is he reminded us that this guy takes sharp right turns. So even though you think he's pointing you in a direction, he's really not. And when we finish recording, Kendrick, I'll tell you what the whole article said. But for everybody else, the only reason I'm not is because I don't want to ruin it for too many people, because it is fun to keep guessing. But I feel like this article was like, oh, fuck, good point. Because he's really pointing us towards Greg.
Oh.
And that's all I'm going to say about that, okay? But so I don't know if he's intentionally making it so obvious that Lucia is conning Albie. And she's not really conning Albie, because it really seems like she's conning Albie.
Everyone's gonna die. No one's making it out of the season. I don't know what to believe. Everyone's dying. Everyone's dying. That's where I come down. Everyone's dying. Sorry.
I hope. Okay,
except
so
Jennifer Coolidge.
and we also know Valentina is not dying.
Do we?
Well, because she's at the end saying, that's the hotel manager, right?
Oh, that's right. She is. Yeah,
she's at the end, and so we know that
I'm
she
spending my
doesn't
weekend.
die.
I'm not leaving my house. I'm spending my entire weekend rewatching season 1 and rewatching all of season 2 leading up to this finale.
FYI, Tanya meets Greg in, I believe, episode 4 of season 1.
Okay.
Because I went back and watched. And when you're watching it from the angle of thinking Greg is a total con artist, the way they meet, you're like, oh, he is fully conning her. Oh, this is a total setup. Like, yeah. So. The way Ethan confronts Cameron, he's like, I know you got naked in front of her. I know what you're doing. And the way I don't know if Cameron, I am like now convinced Cameron is a good guy. Like somehow now I'm like, Ethan, you're the bad guy. I feel like Cameron's like, what are you talking about?
Doesn't it kind of make you wonder if while they were up there at the bar, she kind of filled him in and he's like in on it now. So like both of them are kind of fucking with Ethan a little bit. It kind of, I like that angle. It feels like they need to like both, I don't know. They both have motives. One, you know,
So what do you think they said? What do you think they said?
It makes me feel like she was like, I feel like she might have not led him on, but like just kind of said like, you know, Ethan's been kind of, you know, doing this and that. And he's been really weird. I kind of want to F with him a little bit. She seems kind of straightforward like that. She's not going to beat around the bush. So I feel like she would kind of let him in on it. And I feel like Cameron's like, let's do it. Like thinking that they'll end up going a little farther than they should, probably.
Like, do you think he was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know Ethan didn't do anything. Daphne and I have a thing. And she was like, okay, cool. But I would love it if we fucked with him.
Yes. I love that. Yes.
That's so funny.
That's the theory I'm going with. I'm sticking with it.
I love that. I love Daphne coming back for her massage being like, he looked like Timothy Chalamet. And Cameron going, Timothy Chalamet.
The straights.
The straights. Daphne, when she says she couldn't sit down later, was that because she was trying to was she trying to imply that she was fucked in the ass?
When she said it, I was in my phone, but I kind of looked up like, okay.
She's like, I think you really fucked up my back. I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. The photo of Greg that Jennifer Coolidge sees, and then she turns around and the guy's all naked, and I'm like, time out.
Yep.
Time out. You need to say, get your penis away from me and go and find Quentin right now.
Yes. Boy, oh boy.
So have you seen the theory that they think that they are recording this rendezvous so that she violates her prenup so that Greg can get the money?
No.
Oh, yeah. That's the theory because someone, I think I got the screenshot from Eliza at Face Reality. There's a red dot, like a recording device in the background of one of the shots. And so that's the idea.
Ooh.
Yes. I
gotta rewatch that scene now.
That's like a
for that reason only, not for the naked man.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
And that would be so stupid though, because not that like
I agree
storyline, but like, that would be so stupid because why would you put in your prenup like to protect the person who doesn't have? I know that sounds crazy, but like, why would you put stuff in there to protect the person that doesn't have the money? That
is where I feel the same way. I would feel like she wouldn't put a prenup clause in there for herself when she's the one who made a prenup and he didn't have anything to do with the prenup. So this could be a fucked up, that could be a real bullshit theory. So that theory could be ridiculous.
Oh my God.
So here's the other theory then.
Now I'm thinking, oh my God.
Here's how about this theory, huh? How about this?
Okay.
How about Greg has nothing to do with the plot and Quentin is just trying to get Greg.
Oh, get his man back.
Maybe. How about he how about he's trying to like show him that Tanya's cheated on him, thinking that will make Greg want to kill her?
Oh.
Bad theory, but still, this is the best I got.
Listen, he's got to be involved some way, right? Because my thing is, I'm still like, I feel like I wonder every single episode why he had to leave in the first place. Because if it's not connected to the gays, because I feel like this plan only worked if she was isolated. because if she was still there with her husband, with her personal assistant and stuff, it'd be a lot harder to get both of them to come.
Did the Quentin guy fake a phone call that pulled Greg and made him have to go?
Everybody's dying.
Everybody's dying.
I don't know what to believe.
What did I tell you? Everybody's dead.
Everybody's dead.
All right, now let's go to Jack's drunk confessions.
Okay.
Because I wrote the entire dialogue down because it was amazing dialogue. Number one, fantastic. But I wanted to get everything he said. Okay. So he says he's not rich. He spent most of it. His boat, his house, these princesses and lords and posh fuckers. They got their palazzos, but they ain't got no money. He was going to have to sell Villa Passaro. It's his family's house. So this is what I love the most, is if you look at just Portia's dialogue, she's asking all the questions that kind of we're asking, and he's refusing to answer them, but still giving more information that are clues, right?
Right. Way more than he should be.
Yeah, because she's like, your family too, because he's your uncle. Ignores that. He goes, that would have fucking killed him. And then Jack passes out on the bed. And Portia, you're so dumb. She's like, but he doesn't have to?
Right.
I'm like, take the keys and go to the party.
Right.
Leave his
there
ass.
Way too long. Right.
Bye-bye, drunkie. Get the fuck out.
And okay,
go ahead.
It's weird, right, that I don't know why it struck me as weird, but like he's the one that got the hotel room for them, right? If I remember, because I believe it was
because he said he has the card.
Right. And so I'm like, okay, that seems like an expense that you would need to check about unless this is already pre-written. Like you were supposed to get wasted and stay somewhere away from this party and like all of that. So like
100%.
So my thing is like, I feel like that should be a red flag, not for the audience, but for her.
For her.
To like, get the hell out of there. Like, what are you doing? Like, obviously they don't want you at this party. He's now revealing all of this. Why the hell aren't you in a taxi on the way back to the mansion? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Go there. Go there now.
Should have stuck with Albie.
She's so dumb.
Yeah.
And so Jack goes, well, he's coming into money, isn't he? And he's going to help his friends because he's very giving. I'm just happy that I get to help him because he's helped me. Portia, how are you helping him? Great question. Jack will not be answering that.
Nope.
He says, I was in a fucking hole. You know, you complain about your life, but really you should shut it because you've never been in a fucking hole like that. Then he comes along and, you know, no one's perfect. Sometimes you do things you don't want to do, you know? And I'm like fucking him? I'm assuming. Okay.
Right.
Portia goes, no. What do you mean? What kind of hole? And then fucking deep hole, man. Very fucking deep. Passes out. So, okay. My theory is that he was like hooking on the streets and, you know, then along comes a richer John like Quentin and he goes, stick with me and I'll keep you off the streets, but you have you have to fuck me whenever I feel like it. And he's
I'm with that theory.
Right. And he's like, all right.
Right. He felt something about him. Like I was thinking maybe homeless or something of that effect though. Something either homeless or, you know, sex worker or something. Right. Not toothless. He's got great teeth. So
he does.
Maybe he went to he spent some time in Beverly Hills. We never know, but they've been globetrotting. So I'm with that theory. I can get with that.
Yeah. But again,
I need to know though, but that's going to drive me crazy if we don't find out what he saved him from in the finale. And I don't think we're going to find out.
Well, I'm wondering if, because, last season felt nice because we got a full wrap up on everybody, right? I hope that this is what they do again and we get a full wrap up and it's not like this season, we're going to continue it. I'm like, don't you dare, because you've made the stakes higher this season and it's much more intense. I would love it if it takes a whole lot more creativity to start and end a whole bunch of stories like this. So I hope that he does it again and doesn't decide I'm just going to drag it out. I feel like he's going to conclude everything. I hope so. That might just be wishful thinking. But I'm like, I feel like he will.
I wonder how his story would end, though. Jack, I mean, I don't know why I'm concerned with the hot people. Jack, I wonder where his story would even end. Have you ever heard the joke that people say, like, people treat people like, if you find someone crying, you treat them entirely different based on like how attracted you are to them. Like someone like that you're super attracted to. You're like, oh my God, are you okay? Or someone else like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, do you need help? Like, do I need to call someone? What are you doing? I believe it, because if Jack was crying somewhere, we'd have to figure it out. I couldn't go home until we figured it out. Like, I'm here for you. What do you need? Do you need an Uber ride home? Like, we can go to this restaurant. Are you hungry? We can get breakfast. Like, are you okay? We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
But if you didn't like them, you're like, oh, what?
Right. This is such an inconvenience to me. What are you doing?
All right, so thank God next week is this coming Sunday is the finale.
We're days away.
Who dies?
I need it to end, but I also need season 3 to start next Sunday.
That's
what I need. Like, don't take a break. I'm upset. Like, too many of my HBO shows are on break right now, and I hate that. Like,
tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Euphoria, House of the Dragon. Now this. It's like too much.
How dare you talk about House of the Dragon when you know it's so many years away?
I know.
When can we expect it?
I think they said 2024. I think they said their exact words were 2024 at the earliest, is what they said, I believe. So, yeah.
I want to take my computer and throw it right now. I could have sworn they said 2023. What's the point of 2024?
It's so far away. So that means that HBO has to give us like the most amazing content in between, and not Gossip Girl. I watch it, but come on.
Good news though, Kendrick and I have seen that Fabian Frankel is working out a lot and getting his body in tip-top shape. So that could mean they may unnecessarily throw in a bunch of love scenes for Sir Christian. I mean, I don't care if it's accurate or not to the fucking story. Just
who cares?
I mean, they made Matt Smith do an unnecessary amount of love scenes. They can throw. Oh, I guess he's God damn it. He took an oath.
He broke it before.
Can he just break it?
Right.
Allison.
Or at least give us someone else on that level.
Right? Or he can just do other movies or TV shows with it. Because he's that was a tease.
We didn't
just
get, you know what?
We
didn't get nearly enough Harwin either. Like, that was a tragedy that we got him on the third child. It's like, really?
That's it?
We can't see how y'all made any of these babies, really.
Yeah, no flashbacks, no memories.
God, that's
rude.
A problem, but okay. Hate it.
Rude. Real rude. You know what was hot though? Were those Cameron Harper like nightmare visuals? I'm like, yeah, have more of those, Ethan.
Yes.
Have a lot more of those.
Oh my God. I loved everything. For those that don't know, we're gonna talk about White Lotus more in depth. I think by the time this episode comes out, maybe mine will be out.
I'm going to try to get this out. Yours will be up. When is yours going to be up?
Right. Mine will be up Friday. So 2 days before the finale.
This will be up hopefully tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So Thursday.
So if y'all listen to this the day it comes out, which I know y'all are because y'all are amazing, then tomorrow you come over to my podcast and we're doing like a whole, we're doing the most ignorant, like, get ready for the finale episode ever. So you've heard my podcast before. Y'all know how it goes.
Blind leading the blind.
Yes.
Just ditzy
we're going over all of our theories that have no merit at all. It's just literally our own theories. So we'll get into it.
Yeah, we we really are so dumb. So stupid.
I can't wait.
I know, we do.
Oh gosh.
Okay, because you want to know why? Because we don't care if we're right.
Right. We just want the best episode. We want to enjoy the ride.
Yeah, because some people get really like Pia wants to be right. Like I have a 3-minute voice note from her where it starts out where she's like, okay, another thing, one of the bodies, and I just like stopped listening. I'm like, Pia, I will listen to this later because she has to get it. Like I'm like, none of us are gonna be right. I promise you. This man is sitting back laughing. He's like, they don't know.
I'm hoping. And I want to, okay, before we move on to Family Karma, let's just predict how many deaths do we think? I'm
going with 3.
I said 3 too.
Okay, yeah, feels good.
So on my episode, we'll predict which 3. Both of us will determine. Okay.
So yeah, you guys got to tune in for that because we will be predicting. Yes. We will be predicting our 3.
Yes.
And if this didn't get you excited to hear who our 3 are, then I don't know what will. Okay, Family Karma, rumor has it, let's get ready to make fun of Monica because I got Rishi. Okay, I swear to God.
There's a lot going around. This is a great episode.
A great episode.
Yes.
Performances left and right. Truly outstanding. It starts with Rishi in his confessional. He's like, yeah, the reason I didn't tell Monica is because she would have freaked out. Yeah, probably. So that we're starting off with he is not giving us any reason to trust him. Copy that. Thank you, Rishi. Cool.
Can I say this is my favorite type of reality show setup? I hate the 40 minutes of filler and then that formulaic 40 minutes of filler. Okay, we will give you a little at the end. They started right off with the dramatic meat and bones, and I'm okay if you sprinkle some stuff in the middle, but start me off, get me hooked from the beginning. This is exactly what they did. They're basically so why are you a liar? And it goes in from there. Love it.
And you want to know why? It's because they probably couldn't do a whole lot of ad sales for this show. Therefore, the episodes could only be, I don't know, what are we going to get? Maybe 12?
Right.
Maybe
if
15.
That many. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So when you can only do so many episodes because they simply can't afford more, they only can give you content. It's when they get a Beverly Hills season and it's we can do 25 episodes, guys. And they're sweet, we're going to do at least 5 episodes that are 90% filler because we kind of don't have enough content.
This is exactly why I say it. I don't know how often. This is why the mini series is the perfect formula for television. You know what the story you have to tell. 8 episodes in and out. We're done.
God,
White
Beverly
Lotus,
Hills
fantastic.
was so long.
Oh God.
We were different people at the end of that. I mean, from start to finish. I was
a child.
I was a child.
God.
All right, so we start with Brian. He's got a great new job at a new tech company. He has to move out of his parents' house because they are showing these condom wrappers all around the house.
God.
I'm like, wait a minute though. Question. What is he just taking them out of his pockets and tossing them all around? Are those planted there for the cameras? What are you doing, sir?
And if you're going to plant them for the cameras, why not Trojans? What are you doing?
Trojan Magnums.
Yeah, why not Magnum? What are you doing?
What is happening? Anyway,
you'll get it, Brian. You'll get it.
Exactly. Amrit calls because his brother, it was a flashback scene to his brother being there are rappers around the house. And I'm like, again, this got to be for camera, right? This has to be for camera because seriously though, Brian, why would you just leave these on the ground?
Right.
So it's gotta be for cameras. Anyway, so Amrit calls and he's like, come out front. And as Brian's walking out, he's like, hey. And Brian's like, this is not chit chat. This is not the vibe. I'm going to ask you one more time. Did you tell Rishi what we discussed at brunch? Brian says, semi-yes. And then he's like, okay. I said no at first. And Amrit's like, at first, you just said it again.
Literally, just said it again.
Right now. And Brian is wrong in this 100%. But the problem is, Brian is so fucking adorable and likable that I am.
That who cares?
That's the thing. Like, Amrit has every reason to be upset, but Amrit is like irrationally angry about it.
Mhm.
But I like it because it's great TV. But like, Brian, it's unfortunate because I now understand why his mom created him the way to be this way. He's impossible to stay mad at.
Yes. Impossible.
Like, impossible.
This is all so hilarious to me because one, Brian, like I feel like I don't know who I would be in this situation. I would be so angry if I told you something you went and told the next person. But also, like, him and Rishi are like really great friends. And if it's something that explosive that people are saying behind y'all's back, I feel like I might want to tip you off too. Like I might want to tip you off. I'm sorry. I don't know what codes that break, but I might want to tip you. If the podcast community was spreading rumors about you, Emily, I would want to come to you and tell you. I'm like, okay, look, girl, they saying that you eat babies to like get on top of the charts, like anything like that, like any kind of rumor. I'm like, I gotta tell her, like, this is not believable. I gotta tell her, like, that's what's crazy too, because I feel like I'm finding ways to justify what Brian's doing, and I shouldn't be. And I'm like, okay, now I'm in dangerous territory. I don't know where to be. Because
no, Brian, you were wrong 100%. But like, Amrit, you were wrong because unfortunately you drunk text, but you text Vishal, and then Vishal's messy ass brought it up when you were all drunk at that brunch, and then you couldn't just say, no, we're not going to talk about it, you guys. We're not talking about it, you guys. You had to say it. You said it, and then, But Amrit goes, you think you're smarter than everyone else. And Brian's like, when have I ever shown that I think that? And they show these examples of Brian being an idiot.
I love it.
Amrit's like, you've lost my trust and you've lost my friendship. You know what? Nicholas and I don't see a reason for you to come to the bachelor party. And Brian's face, he's like,
he's devastated.
Really? But then Brian in his confessional goes, Nicholas and me don't want you to come to the bachelor party. Oh, really? That's not very lawyer-like of you. What the fuck does that have to do with being a lawyer? And
no connection at all.
That is when I was like, Brian is the Joey Tribbiani of fucking Family Karma. Like, he's the, like, that has nothing to do. It's when Joey on Friends learned about what air quotes were.
Yes.
And he didn't quite know how to use them. And so he went, okay, Ross, I'm sorry. And he put them in. Like, that was Brian. And then it all kind of made sense. Like, not knowing how to do laundry.
Oops.
Yeah. And then when he did, and then like when he hits on girls and it's all cheesy, it's like, how you doing? Like, that's Brian. Brian is just this idiot that you can't really like stay mad at too long, but you will stay mad at him.
He's TV gold.
Vishal is amazing in this next scene though, because Brian calls Vishal, and Brian's like, why did I go and tell Vishal? And then Vishal's like, oh, why did you tell me?
Perfect way. Not only are you taking ownership, but you're deflecting too. Yes. That's a perfect. There you go, Vishal. Good job. Reality TV 101.
What's wrong with you? Why would you tell me of all people?
Oh my God, that's perfect.
Vish was like, yeah, I did it. He's like, maybe I spent too much time with Bali. I don't know. I'm like, don't try to put it on Bali.
Right. Bali's like, no, why am I in it? What am I doing?
In it? She's like, I'm going through enough. Okay.
Right. Or Bali.
Yeah. So, okay, they go shopping for this 90s theme party, but Vish is like, the invitation was a little confusing because it says 90s theme party, but then we get a link to a video of an 80s workout class. So none of us fully know what this is.
No one.
But they're at a vintage store. And even I was like, wait, why is this vintage? You don't go shopping for 90s clothes at a vintage store. Like, you can literally find 90s clothes. Like, you could put 90s clothes together, like, on a normal site. Like, shop. You know what I mean?
Right.
Bali, though, asks Vish if he will be drinking at the party. And Richa reminds us again that she is not signing that marriage certificate because of his drinking.
Oh, God.
I'm like, okay. good luck. I think you have a deadline too. I think you have like only a certain period of time.
Oh.
Yeah, I found this out when I was home in Florida. When I was in Florida, of course, all I was thinking about the whole time was family karma.
Right.
Because I was like, should I go down there to Miami and see if they would adopt me?
Right. Oh my God.
I'm just saying, Amrit's parents seem open to it.
Absolutely. Even Brian, I feel like Brian's parents are like they would like be my joke dream. About him leaving, but like they don't want him to leave. Like they want their kids at home forever. They'll be okay.
Yeah. I'm like, I will be down to learn all about the culture, whatever you guys need. I don't know.
Same.
Yeah, right? I'm like, and my friend Kendrick's gonna come too. Cool.
Right. I'm there.
All right.
Oh my God.
We're moving in.
I've already got a connection. Lopa's here in Memphis. So like I'm going to meet Lopa. Listen, my girl, if you want to come on, we'll talk to you. We want to know all the secrets, Lopa.
We do. Oh, we really do. Vish tells the girls that Brian was uninvited to the bachelor party. And of course they're like, well, yeah, dude, because Brian gave Rishi 6 days to delete everything on his phone. Everyone knows what Brian did. Everyone knows what that was. And then in the confessional, Vish says like, yeah, Brian telling Rishi without telling Monica is a bad sign. Like if you get that heads up, you're immediately deleting everything you can and erasing any history that would incriminate you. So we get what happened.
Did we definitively say whether or not we think he's cheating?
I do.
Okay. I don't know if I
feel good, like good. You have hope for him. That's good.
I have hope, but like not much. not
he
much.
Looked incredibly guilty to me.
Yeah.
Like incredibly guilty. And also how like I don't even know how they would have text messages like that to show Amrit and Nicholas. Like how would they doctor that up?
See, I feel like what kind of sealed it for me, like I was really trying to give him hope, but I feel like once he kind of started doing that little bit of gaslighting with the apartment, where it's like, go ask your dad if you can move in. Then we're like, my dad's okay with it. And he's like, well, there's a crisis going on right now, a housing crisis. And it's like, okay, now I'm starting to think that, you're giving Monica to run around a little bit because you want to, the grass is always greener. You want to keep playing the field. You want to do a couple of things. So I don't know. Rish, you're at 0% with Emily. You've got like 17% with me. I'll give you 17%.
That's nice. That's plenty.
I'm a generous king.
Well, when we break down the conversation, I feel like you might change your mind.
I probably will.
Yeah, because it was okay, at the Benny household, Dharma and Chitra. Chitra picks up Dharma to go to pray. And I love these two so much. They are such supportive friends. They're adorable together.
Yes.
And they just talk about their kids. And Dharma says she does hope that Brian will move out soon. But we know. But I think she does want him to move out because she wants him to find a partner and like have a family. But I feel like once he gets that,
just not Avni.
No. But I feel like once like he gets married, she'd be like, then you guys can move back in. Like I feel like she just wants that to happen. Then she's like, then move on back because she loves having the whole family all together.
You know what? As I'm getting older, I really do. I still very much, I need my alone time. As long as I have a space in the house where I can go to get away from everybody, I'm okay. But I'm starting to get okay with like the idea of like a communal household where
Love
like
it.
cousin, mom, sister, cousins,
right?
Like just we all go in one huge ass house and we all live there. Like that's kind of fun to me now. I feel like I'm kind of here for that. So I'm with it. Move back in, kids. In your 30s, 40s, move back in. I'm okay with it.
Take care of each other.
Yes. There you go. That's how you save, people. That's how you save.
Yes.
There you go.
Dharma does talk about how Brian's very down because of being uninvited to the bachelor party. And they flash to Dharma being like, could I help in some way? And Brian's like, please don't. Please don't. Because there's so many times where she's gotten involved when she shouldn't. It's so
Do
cute.
you think they'll change their mind? That
They
really
better.
makes me sad.
I swear to God, if he can't go to the bachelor party, I am going to riot.
I know. That's gonna make me so sad. Like, that's a memory you can't get back.
Dude, it
Aw.
was so cute because in the confessional, Mike goes, Dharma blindly takes her kid's side. And she goes, I mean, I know he lied, but I lie to my husband all the time. That's right, Queen.
Whoops.
And he goes, what? She goes, nothing. I hate to say who's my favorite, but I think the Bennies are my favorite.
I think I just love them.
I love them so much. I love that they still love each other. Like that couple, like he thinks she's so hot. Like he's
Right.
like, that is my wife. And
Vishal's mom is so sweet to me too. I don't know what it is about her, but she has such an energy about her. She's just like she feels like the sweetest person. She feels like the one that, like, you know, a lot of people are like always like, I'm there for you, but she seems like the one that'll actually like show up on your doorstep with like a home cooked meal when you've gone through something, and like will be a listening ear. Like she gives me that vibe, and I like that about her. That's my girl.
But Lopa's your girl, and I'm shocked that you're in because
I love Lopa because Lopa is messy. And you know I love me a messy reality TV star. Lopa keeps up shit, and I love it. And I love the fact that they won't say it, but I feel like all of them are just a little bit afraid of Lopa. Like if Lopa is HBIC, and I kind of love that about her too.
That is not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They go and pray, and it's beautiful, and their mantra is basically, when you wish good, good will happen to you. And they're not wrong. And it kind of, it snapped me out of my little funk for a second. I said, they're right.
Wish good.
Wish good. All right. Brian, Nicholas, Monica at coffee.
Yes.
She's lost some weight. I noticed when she was walking in, I'm like, oh, she got some abs. Like she's had her glow up for sure.
Oh, Amrit, Nicholas, and Monica.
What did I say?
Brian. We've got Brian on the brain right now.
Sorry.
I was trying to think like, what? Okay, yeah. Amrit.
That's why
okay.
If you're not watching on YouTube, you couldn't see it. But I said that, and Kendrick was like looking up, like he was doing a math calculation that didn't quite add up. He was like,
what scene is this? What are you talking about? I'm like, I was trying to go along with it. I'm like, yeah.
Where are we? Amrit. I wrote Brian too, because that's all I care about is Brian.
That's all we care about. It's okay.
Amrit's feet are shaking, and I have to say something that I can't believe it's taken me this long to really give him his flowers. Nicholas delivers.
Yes.
He really does. Like he gives it all to us. He gives us depth of emotion. And in this case, he gave us such a dramatic like reveal. Like he's like, he was like, oh my God, I can't even like, oh my God, like I can't.
You know why it works so much? It works so well because he's not like camera hungry.
Yeah.
And so everything reads like the way it should on camera.
Yes.
Whereas like other people, like, you know, a lot of times friends of, just because, you know, they're not in the opening, you know, the friends of role on these housewives and other reality shows, it's really easy for them to feel like, okay, I'm here and I'm vying for her spot. Like I'll be a peach holder next season. Don't you worry. That's what it feels like. He just genuinely feels like, this is my husband. I'm here to support him. But like I'm likable too, just so y'all know. And that's why it works. Yes.
He is like really truly in the group, and he clearly loves Monica. The way he like is just so tormented by having to say this. Like he's like, Nirja showed us a text message about dropping Rishi off to meet up with a girl. And Monica's face. Oh my God. Amrit actually, I have to say, he's the bigger pussy in this than I thought. Like the way he kind of couldn't get it out, and then he goes like, I don't really remember everything, but I do remember thinking like in the moment, I don't want to be talking about this. And I was like, excuse you?
Cop out.
In the moment, you should have been like, show me every fucking thing on your fucking phone right now. I'm going to take, my girl is not going to be taken for a ride. Absolutely not. That's how you should have been. You should not have been like, I don't want to be talking about this.
Right.
So Then the producer in the confessional asks Monica if she gets along with Nirja. Monica's answer is quite interesting. She says, there's a solid 5-year age difference between us, so we don't really see eye to eye, and I keep my distance. And I'm like, okay, first of all, 5-year age gap when you're 30 years old is not that big of a deal.
Right.
Like,
hello?
What are we, 5 and 10? Like, that's not
right.
That's not a thing.
Right.
But that is Monica's very PC way of saying she hates her.
Mm-hmm.
So we will unpack that in a second.
Yep.
So then Amrit's like, but there's something else you should know. I told everybody at brunch, and including Brian, who then told Rishi. And now Monica's like, hold on. Rishi knows? And like for Monica, I can only imagine, right? I can only imagine. Now here she fucking throws them for a loop. She goes, what else did she say? Can you call her?
Yeah, it was like, it was so much. Oh my God. Amrit's energy during this scene just had me like, I don't know. It was frantic in a way.
It was weird, wasn't it?
It was very weird. Yeah.
What
he needed Nicholas there, because it was like, I don't know what he definitely needed Nicholas there though, because this would have been a complete misfire, a mess had he not been there. Like, this is all bad. His energy was just, I don't know. It made me uncomfortable is what it was.
It made me feel It made it feel shady on Amrit's part somehow.
Mm-hmm. Like he's really getting called to the carpet when it's just shouldn't be that.
Aren't you just delivering a message? But why does it feel like something different? Nicholas seemed like he was literally just delivering a message.
Mm-hmm.
But Amrit felt like he was hiding something almost. Because it also is weird. Like, clearly they know Nirja, because they like met up with her. And so when he's like, I think that'd be weird if I call her. Maybe this had to do with being on camera, that they were calling without giving her a heads up or something. Maybe that's why. But Nicholas looks so terrified. He's like, they're like, is that you want us to call her? Is that what you want us to call? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can call her. Yeah. Okay. I can call. Like they were so terrified that she would pick up. And then when she didn't pick up, he's like, she screened my call. When Monica's like, if you're going to say it, then say it with your chest out. I'm like, oh, I just don't know. This whole thing felt bizarre.
It
very,
did.
very bizarre.
Very.
So simultaneously, she texts Rishi, like, meet me at Emerald Park. I need to talk to you. He's like, everything okay? He's been waiting for this text. He's been waiting. Like, every text from Monica he's got since he's talked to Brian, it's been like, is this it? Okay, no.
Right.
So finally, it's like, everything okay?
Oh, okay.
Freaking out.
Goodness.
But Monica's reasoning for not believing it is that she knows all of his passwords to things, so thinks that there's no way.
Girl.
Mm-hmm. So she leaves to meet Rishi. All right. So Brian is working, and then, by the way, they keep showing all the condom wrappers. I'm like, okay. Like, there's
goodness.
Put them in a trash can, okay? That's just like no one is like taking all their condom wrappers and just like tossing them all over the room.
Right, because it makes me wonder where the condoms are after you're finished. I'm like, where'd you put those? But you couldn't put the wrappers. Okay.
Okay, come on now. So Monica, when she calls Brian, he tries to be like, hey, Monica, and she rolls her eyes. She is done. And she's like, so what the fuck? Why didn't you call? Like, they have that conversation. And she tries to be cute. She's like, what the hell? Sisters before misters. She tried. That was major fail on that on that one-liner.
Yeah.
His confessional is that he's known Monica for so long and her temper is so bad that he's like, I was scared she would just kill everyone. No.
I think you just want to tip off Rishi, but okay.
Still not working, Brian. Sorry. Yeah. That's still not good enough. I'm so sorry, honey.
Whoopsie.
All right. So here's the big meetup in the park. All right. Here's the dialogue on this one. Okay. Rishi comes up, he's got a Starbucks in his hand, so you know he's in trouble because he's like, here's a gift. Every woman likes Starbucks. And he wants to be like, damn, who's that? Like, we've never heard you be complimentary. So that's first of all, not once have we heard that. Okay.
Right.
Copy that.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, tell me, how's everything? And she goes, I think you already know. And he says, yeah, of course I know. And she says, you know from Brian. Rishi, I do know from Brian. Monica, from a week ago. Rishi, no, not a week ago. Monica says, yeah? Rishi goes, is it? No, I don't think it was a week ago. Who told you?
Oh.
Monica says, how long ago was it? And he says again, who told you it was a week ago? Monica says, Brian. Rishi says, no, he didn't tell me a week ago. I spoke to Brian. Monica says, when? He says, today. Now, why did you go with today?
See, you weren't you had a week to prepare for this, and this is the best you're coming up with, really.
Today?
This scenario should have played in your head 8 trillion times, and this is really the best you today, really?
The day she's gonna find out, the day you're gonna find out.
God. All bad. Well, yeah, Rich, you gotta be cheating because you're too bad of a liar.
Yes. So Monica asks what Brian told him. So she goes, well, you went out to dinner with Sonnet's girlfriend and she told him something. I haven't spoken to her yet, but I would like to speak to her. Mm-hmm. Monica's like, yeah, you should. Apparently, she showed them text messages of you being dropped off to go be with a girl. His face, his eyebrows furrow, and he goes, oh, wow, all that? I mean, it's obviously all false. I mean, it goes without saying that I wouldn't do anything to hurt you. I don't know. Like,
does it?
Okay, let's try something. Okay. Let's try something.
Okay.
Can you tell me, can you try to come up with something like I was talking to Donnie and he said, and he said you, and come up with something crazy fake thing I did. And let me see how I react naturally.
Okay.
I
was talking to Donnie and he told me that you've been going around telling people that I have been lying to get people on my podcast, and I've been lying about my stats, and I've been lying to Bravo and to OWN Network, and that I'm really not doing all of this.
Oh, you know what's weird is that even when you do say something that I know is a lie, it does make me feel weird.
Okay,
that was a good experiment.
You know what? Sometimes when people like say something that like I know I didn't do or something like that, you still like you feel like you have to kind of like make sure you're presenting.
Face on.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're presenting as truthful, even though you're being truthful.
Okay, Rishi. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm glad we did that experiment. That was good.
I know. Okay.
That was good. Okay. So,
YouTubers, you're winning.
You are winning because I felt like as you were saying that, like I get it. Like, I get that he would then just not. Okay, fine. So it starts to rain. He's lucky. And they're like, oh, should we go change locations? I'm like, I bet you want to go change locations. Mm-hmm. So she's like, okay, are you sure there's nothing that could have been taken out of context? And he's like, I don't think so. Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't even have any friends that are women. But he's like, he keeps insisting that it was today. He just found out today.
Boy, oh boy.
And he's like, do you believe any of this? And she says, of course not. This confessional, though, from Monica is like, how are you saying this with a straight face? She goes, he's never lied about anything to this extent that could potentially hurt our relationship. So I believe he's telling the truth.
Girl.
Well,
okay, niece.
How could you? How do you, like, of course you don't know how would you know if someone's lied about something like this? What?
No one's just saying, hey, I cheated on you, by the way. You want to go get brunch? Like, no, that's not happening. Sorry. You don't know, Monica.
No one's going to be obvious about that kind of a lie, you psycho.
No.
What are you talking about?
No.
So her biggest thing is obviously making sure that they control how her dad and grandma find out. And she goes, I got your back. All right. Okay. Got it.
All right.
Whatever.
All right.
So moving on from that for now. Bali meets Richa and Avni. And it turns out Avni did some love ritual and she's going to find her soulmate in 90 days.
Girl.
I don't think Brian's by any means her soulmate, but like,
right.
Take him for a ride, obviously.
Give him a check. Right. I mean, hey, you can be in worse cars. I'm just saying. You can be in worse cars. I'm just saying.
For real, though.
Man, oh man.
Him smiling at her at that dinner, done. I'd be done.
Mm-hmm.
Oof,
oh
done.
Boy, I don't need a Tesla. I just need a working Honda. I'm just saying.
Tell me about it.
That's all I need.
Amrit, meanwhile, meets Vishal for some waxing to prep for the bachelor party, and Amrit keeps insisting that Vishal drink. I feel like there's something, another scandalous take. Is there something with Amrit and Vishal when they get drunk together? I don't know. Amrit just likes Vishal drunk.
He does.
I don't know what it is. It's just it's like he knows Vishal has Crohn's.
Right.
And
it's weird.
You know what I mean? And it's like, why? And he's friends with Richa. It's just like, I don't know what. It's like a naughty thing he tries to get away with, you know?
Right.
What did they?
Because this is such a like intertangled community that like of friends that it's like the guys are as close with the guys as they are to the girls. So it's like it's weird that Richa has such a problem with this, but you're still pushing it anyway. Like I know y'all are best friends, but you're really close to Richa too. So it's like, why? You know, going against that is gonna really upset her, and you know that lady ain't signed a damn marriage certificate. So what are you doing? You're doing too much.
It's like
I could go with alternate. I could go with what is it? Ulterior motives. Yeah, I can go with that.
I don't. It's like they have some sort of connection on that level. I don't want to. I'm not trying to imply anything, but maybe I am. I don't know. I don't know, but it's something. It's just, it's odd that because he,
you know what? He could just be that, we see Amrit as, the lawyer guy who he's getting all these promotions. He's getting married.
But he's messy.
Right. But he is messy at his core. And he's that friend that's like, oh God, you don't watch this new season of Love Island, but he's like Luca, and Luca is the guy who like he was very faithful in his relationship and did what Gemma said and all this kind of stuff. But he was always egging the other guys on to do crap. And so that's what Amrit feels like sometimes. So maybe it's not a scandalous. Maybe it's just like he's that guy. Okay. And we all know that guy too. So maybe he's one of those. I don't know.
Okay, I'll go with that too.
There we go.
Both. Let's have both theories. Let's have both theories running parallel to each other and see what the audience enjoys more.
There we go.
And you guys can pick your own adventure on that one because it doesn't really matter either way.
Right.
Amrit tells Vish that he did talk to Monica, and he says, so this is where I want to unpack this a little bit. Okay. He says, he's like, Rishi and Sana, Nirja and Monica have a whole issue they need to work out. And I'm like, okay, hold on. So we've established that I believe there's an older brother, and then there's Rishi, and then Sonnet's the youngest.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Sonnet's that hot ass brother that you found in 0.5 seconds because you're a professional at this.
Dick detector, yes.
You found that in 5. I got a couple DMs like, I cannot believe Kendrick found him so fast. I'm like, yeah, and like the way you're like, what I went in is I checked this and I checked if he was following this person, and then I went and looked under there and you found it. Okay.
Oh yes.
So okay. What do we think the issue is? Rishi and Sonnet. do we think that's where the beef starts? My guess is it's Nirja and Monica where the beef starts.
Monica, to me, because I'm trying to think.
Because Rishi's parents love Monica, remember?
Right.
To me,
but I'm trying to think, does Monica have any positive women relationships in her life, like on this cast? Like, not really Bali, not really Anisha. So I could believe that Monica is just not, because everyone else seems like, Anisha and Bali, Richa and Avni, all like everyone has like this close kind of like sisterhood, but it always seems like she's on the outside of that. And I think we unpacked it with that Watch What Happens Live that you posted, recently. So I could believe it, but I could believe that it starts with Monica and Nirja. I can believe that. I'm willing to go with that theory. I believe that.
So there's like the fact that they have like a rivalry there. And like in my head, Sonnet's got his brother's back. But Nirja doesn't like Monica. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Love it. But Vish knows. Vish is like, Monica is so concerned with her image and making everything appear perfect. So most likely she's just going to smooth everything over and make it seem fine. And they do a perfect cutaway to the two of them swinging on the swings.
Yep.
Like, okay, so they weren't wrong.
She reminds me of, for those of y'all, I know you watch The Love and Marriage. She reminds me of early Melody Holt before her and Martell got divorced.
Whoa.
Because she was all about like, oh no, me and my husband, we're this and we're that. Like you can never come between the Holts and this, and the whole time they were going through like problem after problem in their relationship. So she gives me those kind of vibes to where like she gives me Monique Samuels vibes.
Ooh, that is not a compliment.
It at all. Want to put on perfect for the world when in reality you've got a lot of stuff you need to work out in your own relationship or in your own friendship, like whatever the case is. So, and for those that don't, watch that show, you might have gotten a positive image of Monique on there, but it really kind of gets broken down on Love and Marriage DC. I'm just saying.
Yes, it does. The waxing scene it's obviously funny. It was, the
40-year-old virgin.
Exactly. I was like, this is just obviously like a recreation of that. But I enjoyed the cameraman being included as he's like, I'm having a blast filming this. It's my favorite scene to film so far.
That scene was hilarious because Vish's reactions were all you can tell like
he was
nothing
in pain.
About that. Yes, nothing about that was fake. He was definitely like
he really was in pain.
Off.
Yeah. I really love the Brian and Anisha relationship.
Same.
They cut to like Brian and Anisha in a confessional and he's like, Anisha just got in, and he's like doing a little dance for her, and she just got in straight from the airport and came straight there. Like, I posted it on Instagram and I don't know what it is exactly about it, but I need Anisha on this cast. I need her as friend. Like I said, it's only fair that she be demoted if she can't show her relationship on the show, but she must be at least a friend of. Right. Because the scene with Anisha kind of bawling out Brian in his room because her mom and Anisha, they go over to the Benny's house and she corners Brian in the room. And she was sweet. She's like, I didn't want to say it in front of the moms, but you've got to feel bad over telling Rish and not telling Monica, who's also your friend. Like, what the fuck? And he goes, like bro code. And so Anisha gets to him by going, how would you feel if Dr. Monica, who was his ex, if she did something and Monica and, if we found out about it, Monica told her and not you? And Brian, because he's so perfectly stupid, he really thinks about it and he goes, I would be fucking furious. Like, and she goes, that's what I'm saying. I know you did the right thing for your boys. But then he's like really proud. He's like, No, I should have told Monica straight up. If I told Rishi, I should have told Monica.
Duh, Brian.
Brian?
I love this is a great scene too because
Yeah.
it really shows you. See, I always felt bad picking sides in the whole Anisha versus Monica thing because I'm like, there's got to be history, like years that we haven't seen of this.
Yeah.
But scenes like this really show you the kind of person that Anisha is at her core because she doesn't get along with Monica. Yet she's still trying to make him realize, like, that's your friend, though. You shouldn't treat her like that. Even though I don't like this motherfucker, you still got to treat her well. Like, you wouldn't like it if she did that to you. Like, still going to bat for her, even though she's not. The best kind of person is a person that will go to bat for you even when you're not around. And Anisha feels like that kind of person.
Exactly.
Love me some Anisha.
Love. And she knows this whole crew so well. Mm-hmm. And she's kind of that, like, nerdy cousin that knows the dynamic and isn't afraid to call it out. You know, she's like, well, I don't know what you're protecting Rishi from and what he's hiding. And Brian knows, but he's like, yeah, it makes me look weird, right? It's like, yes, Brian. But Anisha's like, all the boys are shady. All the boys know something and you're hiding something. Anisha's always had this thing with the boys being shady, She said that from season 1, but she's not wrong because the boys are being shady.
Super.
I have a bone to pick, though, with the editing, is that she says that line and they cut the scene. I would have loved to see what Brian had to say in response to that.
Right.
Like, what did he, but they just were like, that's it. Because then we go over to Raj's house. I have a question for how they captured this because the cameras are in Raj's house. All of this was not planned. Like this being dropped this day, like they wouldn't have known exactly like where the cameras needed to be. So are they like rushing camera crews to like, okay, go to Raj's house. Monica's going to be coming there and she's going to be having a conversation with him. You know what I mean?
It's gotta be. Cause I would imagine at least that I wonder how much like the budgeting is for this show because
not a lot, it's not.
Right. And it's such a wide community that I wonder if there are certain days where like they're like, okay, you got to be ready to film this day. We have so many cameramen, so many producers on standby. Like we got to really be ready to go. And I wonder if there was a day they're like, okay, Monica's filming. She's going to film with Amrit and Nicholas. That might mean that right after this, she's going to film with Rishi because they're going to tell her some explosive stuff. So we need Raj on standby because we might need, to get a reaction from that. So as a producer, I'm thinking like maybe they're like the night before or whatever, mapping it all out in their heads. And they're like, okay, we gotta make sure there's a camera there, there's a camera there, and there's a camera there. We got to make sure we get all of these moments. Yeah. We need Andy and a camera crew right now.
We need Andy and a camera. Like, no, it's because they're like, okay, this is the scene where Amrit and Nicholas tell her, and they, as producers, like, that's my job is to think ahead. What are we going to need? Because this can't be like not the normal, but this can't be like the Beverly Hills budget where they maybe have like 2 camera crews.
Right.
They may only have 1. Which I
wonder if everyone on this show has their own producer too. Or if every family has a producer or something.
Good point. Maybe it's a family.
Right. Maybe it's each family has a producer.
Ooh, I like that idea. I like that idea. Ooh, how fun for these producers must love this show.
Oh, I know. I feel like they have the best time because the producers, they're always breaking the fourth wall too. So the producers always seem like they're having the best time.
I feel like it's like one of those things where it's like known, like it's like, oh, you're on Family Karma. Oh, they're like, that's so fun.
Right.
Like, yes, great cast. They're like, I can tell.
I love that.
Horrible money, but great cast.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably like one of the like lower level like paid shows.
But if you guys keep watching and keep bringing those ratings up, they can get a little more money.
What I'm saying.
And they got a big boost this week, so that was good for them. We love that. We're
getting closer, you guys. This is like guerrilla marketing.
Yes, the Potomac ratings were amazing, and then they got the windfall of that. So good job. Yes, and I'm hoping since now that Potomac, that was a great episode that everybody tuned in for. I'm hoping that now that means, okay, we're all going to watch live for the rest of the season and Family Karma will get that windfall. And then We get a season 4 announcement.
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Monica tells Raj about the convo with Amrit and Nicholas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know I said Raj wasn't the toughest guy. And when he did the whole, like, I told him I'll kick his ass if he doesn't propose. I was like, I have to say that when he said, if anyone cheats on you, I would go to their house, cut their dick off, and hand it to you. I was like, oh, actually, yeah, I know. I see that.
Yeah.
He seems like the guy that would, because he's unassuming, like he would capture someone and keep them in the dungeon and like torture them.
Very much like Joe on You. Very much that vibe.
Yeah, like real sadistic shit.
And you know what? I think it's because she's an only child, right? I think it's because of that and because the mom isn't in the picture anymore. Yep. I think that plays a lot into it. So it's like, that's my baby girl. That's who all of my energy is going to. And like, nobody better fuck with this one.
And I feel like, again, he's got his own issues internally, but he will cut a bitch.
Little pent up rage.
So Raj, though, he's like, this is the deal. Are you 100% solid in your relationship? No. Monica's like, well, yeah, the lack of engagement is making me insecure. And then in her confessional, she talks about how they went to Greece for her 30th birthday and she didn't come back with a ring. And she starts to cry. She goes, and that hurt me. And I was like, oh, little baby Monica, like, duh.
Well, count it as a blessing since you found out he might be cheating on you. So
it's like, these are all your signs.
Right.
And Raj is like, well, this is the defining moment to see how much of a man he is. And she goes off to her room to rest. And Raj goes in that kitchen to stir up that mac and cheese and calls Rish. Clearly not planned. Rish was not, he was off the schedule. There was no more filming happening for him that day.
Right. The lights were down. The mic was off.
Raj goes, are you free to talk? Can you come over? And Rish is like, but this is an elder, you see. He cannot be disrespectful. So he goes,
don't disrespect uncle or auntie.
He goes, yeah, I'll see you in just a few. And he's like, fuck. I have to go over there. That is some savage shit. He's like, he took uncle privilege. He said he can't say no to my ass.
Right.
And then Rish shows up. He goes, we'll go out. I'll meet you out there. And then they get in his car. Like they get into a very tight space.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
I cannot. So Raj is like, there's always a shadow of a doubt. And Rish is like, I would never hurt her. He goes, don't destroy her. That is a beautiful way to say it. Don't destroy her. Well, he most likely will, but that's just a good way to put it. And then he says something that was like, oh, proof that you would torture someone. He goes, karma is a bitch. If someone did something to me, I would want to be alive long enough to watch karma come for them. I'm like, so you would torture them. Literally, that's what you just said.
Yep.
Then he tells him, I told her I would cut your dick off and hand it to her. And then he starts giggling and Rish is like, okay, that's enough.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And Raj goes, look, Monica is 1,000% loyal to you. And Rish is like, me too. So Raj fucking calls his bluff and says, all right, if you say you're 1,000% loyal to her, then this is the time you need to step up to the plate and do the right thing and get engaged.
Ooh.
Rish is like, okay, well, that's
that's pushing it a little bit.
Did I say 1,000%? I meant more like 55.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Cool. All right. So the final shot, I have so many fucking questions on how they captured this.
Ooh.
It says 8:33 a.m.
Ooh.
There is a camera fully prepared for his car to pull up into the driveway. However, it's supposed to be some big surprise. So here are my questions.
Okay.
was the camera crew already there to film like Monica getting ready to go out, which is fully possible. And Rish's producer called the crew and said, Rish is coming over to talk to Monica. Have a camera ready to, he's going to be pulling up any minute. Highly, highly possible. Or was this all fully staged?
Oh. See, Monica in the bathroom gives me the impression that this was not staged.
Okay.
It made me think, I got the impression that it was some shady production. And when I say shady, I mean like we fully know what's about to go on. Monica does not know. So I feel like everybody except Monica knew what was about to transpire because they needed her kind of raw reaction for camera.
It seemed like she was giving them like B-roll footage of her like doing her hair or getting ready to like walk out the front door just to like get some bullshit footage. Like they just need those like insert shots.
Right.
So, okay, I can believe that. And like,
that's what I'm thinking.
And then like producers were like, hey, like someone texts like, oh my God, Raj is on his way over there to like, because like I told him that we all know that he was told a week ago.
Right.
And they're like, got it.
I feel like it's always that like he called his like that producer, whoever was on, he's like, look, I gotta come clean. I gotta tell her I'm pulling up in 5 minutes. So that's when they ran out there with the camera. Because you know, they do this on Housewives all the time where like you see the car like pulling up and stuff like that. I'm like, who the fuck is like who's out there like shooting the footage? And how many times did y'all have to do it? I remember this is so random, but so I remember when Love and Hip Hop was taping like back in the day. This had to be like early Atlanta days. So like season 2 or 3. I remember one of the like a blogger caught Jocelyn Hernandez coming down the street with shopping bags and just like skipping down the street and the cameras were following her. They said that she shot that about 4 or 5 times, and that the bags, like it was like Gucci, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, all empty. She just like going down the street, like as she had this like big shopping day and was like skip la 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 skipping down the street, and like so I'm like, okay, a lot of production goes into these little setup shots.
Got it. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not easy to get these moments, but it is somewhat plausible that what was supposed to be some silly little, because they have to get these B-roll things. Sometimes they call them round robins, like those little shots where it's like some quickie little moment just so that they can throw them in there. So like Monica knew cameras were there because they were like, okay, Monica's getting ready and she's gonna like leave. So that was like the shot. But instead, Rishi's like, I know cameras are there. I like, how did they I'm impressed that they have convinced this cast to do as much as they're doing on camera.
Right.
You know, because it's tough to do all this on camera, and when they're not super seasoned, it's probably easier for them. Like, I am grateful, but I hope that this whole group doesn't get too corrupted by the show and like ripped apart from the show. I
feel like season 1 was such a like test for them. They're not test, but like such an experiment for them that they're just like, we don't know if we don't know if people are gonna watch this. We don't know if we'll get a second season. And so now that they're on season 3, it's like, okay, we got to kick this drama up, and we've got to like really like make sure we're showing it all. Like we can't be hiding anything. We got to show all of this on camera so we can make sure that like we're around for season 16, like the damn. Because I feel like Family Karma could easily be like in the lane of like not. Well, I don't think it'll be as rated as high, but they could be like a Married to Medicine, like a very good, like go-to amazing show that you just love that comes on after one of the Housewives and we stick around for. It could definitely be that. It's just they've got to market it better. But you know, they gotta have a season like this where
they have to market it way better.
Way better.
So I saw a comment on the post I made that someone was like, "Is it on now? I haven't seen any ads." I was like,
exactly.
Shit, that's bad.
I feel like they don't post it on the Bravo account. They don't like, I don't know. I just like never see it. Like I know because I follow most of the cast and I'm like, okay, they're about to start back up. That's great. And I've been wondering because I love the show, but they got to do a much better job of promoting it. Like much better.
Yeah. And it comes on after Potomac. So
yes.
I mean, I guess they do enough promos during like a Potomac episode, but again, you're already going to possibly get the Potomac audience, so maybe try to put it on some other shit. They've been promoting the hell out of Southern Hospitality, Leva's show,
right?
A lot. So
it's weird,
lame,
and they're doing better in ratings in that show. So
good.
I'm just hoping we, stick around, people. We need a season 4. I'm very invested in these people. Okay.
I want them to get at least 8 seasons.
I would love that. Yes.
At least 8. I want them to flourish like that.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, what a lovely episode this was. Thank you, Kendrick.
Of course. I can't wait to record with you.
I know.
Soon enough.
I'm so
right
excited.
again.
I'm so excited to do a full White Lotus, like a good deep White Lotus.
Yes, it'll be good.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, love you. Mean it. Bye.
Bye.